When Eddie Van Halen first exploded onto the scene in 1978 with Van Halen's debut album, it felt like rock music had just been rewritten overnight. His guitar wasn't just loud, it was revolutionary. The blistering solos, the groundbreaking tapping techniques, the sound that made jaws drop. It all seemed to come from some distant planet. But as otherworldly as Eddie's playing sounded, the man behind the magic never shied away from acknowledging his roots. Before Eddie changed the sound of rock forever, he was a kid behind a drum kit. In fact, the guitar wasn't even his first instrument. It was his brother Alex who initially picked up the six-string, while Eddie kept the beat. But destiny had other plans, and somewhere along the way, they swapped roles and history was made. As Eddie began studying guitar seriously, he locked into the soul of blues rock. And one man, above all others, lit the spark: Eric Clapton. To Eddie, Clapton wasn't just an influence, he was the reason. "Eric Clapton is basically the only guitar player that influenced me," Eddie once told Rolling Stone. "Even though I don't sound like him, he made me pick up a guitar." Long before Eddie was electrifying smoky LA clubs with Van Halen, Clapton had already blazed his own trail. From the Yardbirds to Cream, Slowhand laid down raw, emotional solos that felt more like vocal performances than guitar lines. Clapton's fiery blues runs captivated a generation, even prompting graffiti that read, "Clapton is God." As a teenager, Eddie would sit for hours slowing down Clapton records, absorbing every lick, every bend, every nuance. "It's all blues-based," Eddie said. 3 chords that are most pleasing to the ear, 12 notes to work with. That's where it all starts. Even when Van Halen's music pushed into the realms of arena rock, glam, and shred, the fingerprints of Clapton were still there, woven into the DNA of Eddie's tone. You can hear it clearly in the aching bends of Ain't Talkin' 'Bout Love, or the melodic grace of Jump. Beneath the technical wizardry, there's soul, and that soul was steeped in blues. Eddie even managed to blend Clapton's emotional vocabulary into his most advanced techniques. In his tapping sequences, a style he practically invented, he would often outline blues scales, starting on the root and cascading across the fretboard with fiery control. He took blues phrasing and supercharged it for a new era. But Eddie wasn't content to stop there. By the 1980s, he was moving far beyond traditional frameworks. On tracks like Little Guitars, he brought in flamenco flair. On Beat It, his iconic solo tore through Michael Jackson's pop production like a thunderbolt, redefining what a guitar hero could sound like. He refused to be boxed in, forever chasing new sounds, new frontiers. Still, through all the flash and fury, Eddie Van Halen never lost sight of his foundation. Even toward the end of his life, he continued to cite Clapton's early blues work as sacred ground. "Some of those solos are still imprinted in my brain," he once reflected. "That blues-based sound is still the core of modern rock guitar." Eddie may have launched the instrument into uncharted territory, but deep down, he was still that kid in his bedroom, slowing down Clapton's records, chasing a sound, not to copy it, but to understand it, feel it, and build something entirely his own. And that's the legacy, a bridge between generations. Between Clapton's earthbound fire and Eddie's sky-shattering brilliance, rock guitar found its soul and its wings.